Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the indoors halls of Ogre Arena, to the pre-quarterfinals of BUCCI Baltic Ultimate Club Championships Indoor of 2024-2025 season, the winter season, of course. And Tinto Kusk opens up the scoreboard with a quick, clean hold for Tartu Turbulence. Apologies for a slightly strange names, of course, on the scoreboard. We are testing some new systems, so that's why you see some demo names. So it's a demonstration thing for us and a little bit of trial and error. But looks like everything is working. The score is updating, but maybe some of the names of the teams are not entirely correct, so apologies for that. Of course, it is a demo version. We are trying to automate as many things as we can, and thank you to the developers of ulti.org. They have helped us quite a lot and automated quite a lot of our processes, which is very, very nice. Yeah, we are running that demo tournament from their permission, and so far it's been working pretty well. Tartu Turbulence is going the other way for a quick break and a quick hot start of 2-0. Daniel Teder, goal scorer of the previous point, is now assist for this one, and Ralph Tambets gets his first grab of this game. Both of these teams are at the bottom of their pools. Ogre, unfortunately, have lost their game to Salaspils earlier. Won against Valmiera 11-5 and lost to Saku in a something what was not very spirited game from what I've heard from both of the teams, but we did not live stream it, so unfortunately can't really re-watch it, but would be interesting, of course, to see what's going on. And Tartu Turbulence 3-0 start. Look at that, and Tinto Kusk is pumped, absolutely pumped there. And Ogre are calling a very early timeout over there. Teder to Kusk, another point for either of them. So Kusk has been assisting and Teder has been catching and assisting, of course. Tartu Turbulence lost Universe Point to Ventspils, lost in the Universe Point to Shooting Stars, and lost to Ukraine in their first game of the day. So Tartu losing all of 3 games, but looks like they have decided to mount a bit of a comeback and maybe climb up all the way back in the brackets. Who knows? Stay with us tomorrow and see how they're going to progress. Of course, they need to win this game first. I'm sure Ogre, after taking that time out with a bit of a 3-0 deficit, will be asking questions and looking for answers, and I'm sure that their offense will try to do it a little bit better than they did in the previous points. Brother to brother, Lukshevitz to Lukshevitz, Maris to Thomas, and now Ratins is getting involved. Swing to Williamsons. Williamsons arcing, fakes Lukshevitz. Thomas Lukshevitz with the disc, finds his brother Maris, but that goes into the hands of Pangsep. And he's playing for another team, and that is 4-0 start for Tartu Turbulence. Ouch, that is definitely was not the plan of what Ogre has talked in their timeout, and very unfortunately the captain there punching some seats. Please do not break our beautiful arena. But I'm sure that Ogre are not very happy with the way this game have started, and hopefully they will be able to turn that around, get themselves on the scoreboard, set up and mount some good defense, and the home team, of course, of Ogre will be able to claw themselves back and bring us an exciting game. Disc is checked in after a bit of a pick, looks like, and Richard Eglitis swing to Reiners. Plinte looking for options, finally finds Jakobs Eglitis. Finds Racins, but nothing really developing. Is the defenses that good, or just the cuts are not going where they should be going? Jakobs Eglitis against with the disc, finds Richard Eglitis. Swing, and that is knocked away by Ralf Tambets, and unfortunately for Ogre, that looks to be another point for Tartu Turbulence. That is a 5-0 hot start, 6.5 minutes of this game, and they basically got half of the points that they need to book themselves into the early quarterfinals. Some discussions between Ogre players, some of the veterans and captains exchanging some words. But obviously that's a very different start from what Ogre, the home team, was hoping for. And of course, kudos to Tartu Turbulence. Their defense is stifling, looks like, and Ralf Tambets and Team Tokusk once again are doing the damage in the on the scoring sides of things, and looks like it's going to be a pick. But some players just gonna catch up. Disc will stay with Williamsons. Williamsons fakes, but can't really find anything. Finally finds Plinte. Plinte again, no real options for Ogre, and finally Williamsons is opening up the scoreboard for Ogre, and that is 1-5. This will be a bit of a mountain to climb, I'm sure, but I'm sure that Ogres from Ogre will do just that, and will try their best, of course, to stay in this game. Pull from Ogre. Tonison fielding to Pello, and Tambets to Palm. Palm to Pello. Now Tambets once again. And nice swing, arcing swing to Palm. Palm to Tonison. Kusk. The always fiery Team Tokusk, of course, was the disc in the very middle. Looks like a pick was called. The disc will stay with Kusk. Checked in and into the end zone with a nice scuba to Ralf Tambets for another score. Looks like these two have great chemistry among each other. Tambets, Teder and Kusk scoring all of the points of this game. No one else is getting involved too much, looks like, but they are, they're playing their chemistries, and it's working well for them. 6-1 is the score, 15 minutes on the clock. Plenty of time for Ogre home team to mount a comeback. Plinte, first cut, first reception, goes back, and that is a little bit too short and a little bit too low, and that is picked up by Otto Palm. Pangsep was the disc, looking to find a reset, and that reset goes a little too far for for Pello. Now their opportunity for a score, and this time Maris Lukšević for Alvis Williamsons into the end zone, and that is 2-6. Finally, looks like Ogre is finding their own rhythm over there after a very difficult 5-0 start for Ogre. And hopefully they will be able to find and mount a counter-offensive. Miezitis with the pull. Pello finds Tambets. Tambets to Teder. To Kusk. These three guys are playing quite a lot, and signaled in by Teder and agreed by Ogre. So 7-2. Willem Tonison is the first player who is not Teder or Kusk or Tambets to score a point and to get himself, of course, on the scoreboard. It's interesting also to see different statistics for different teams. Looks like Ralf Tambets is leading the scoreboard for Tartu Turbulence with 15 points. And 9 of them are assists, and 6 of them, of course, are the scores. For Ogre, a little different. Alvis Williamsons is actually leading the scoreboard with 4 goals and 4 assists. And Jakub Zeglitis, 7 assists to his name. Yeah, he's definitely doing well on the throwing side of things. And looks like Ogre finding their feet a little bit, so starting trading, but they need some breaks if they want to win this game. Lukšević Maris to Rainer Splinte are the authors of the previous point, and Tartu Turbulence on the offense now. Ogre need to generate some defensive pressure and get some defenses, get some breaks if they want to make this game a little bit more exciting for us. Ooh, quick cutting there by Palm. And hammer into the end zone, and Teder knew as soon as he released that disc that Tonison turned around and went the other way. He knew that it's gonna hit the ground, unfortunately, and that Tonison will not be able to reel that disc in. Ogre, break opportunity. Lukšević, Maris Lukšević to Racins, swing, still in their own end zone. Now finds Miezic. Gets to Tomas Lukšević. Goes back to Miezitis. Not many options, but Maris Lukšević finally creating the options and into the end zone for Richard Racins. Maris Lukšević pumping himself, pumping his team, and trying to get some energy into the Ogre squad and get a few more breaks for them. That is a break, so one of many that they need to get back. But you start little, you start small, and then another break, and another break, and another break. Splinter. Nice pull. Defense. Almost set. Yep, Racins gets on the mark. One of the newer players we see on the mark, Nikos Fabels. I think volleyball player originally, but now finds himself in Ultimate and does quite great high grabs for Ogre team. And of course with very, very long hands, and makes marking a little bit easier. And interfering with the throw a little bit higher. So yeah, strong marking, but maybe Getting a little bit overcommitted. It opens the... Oh, looks like Eglitis got the hands on the disc. Yeah. Gets the hands on the disc, but looks like a foul has been called by Teder. Okay. You've seen it on the replay. Unfortunately, I got slightly distracted by other players, so it was also a little bit too far for our camera to see, but it's like it is Tartu State with the disc, and after a few more passes, Ralph Tambets decided to throw it to Janek Pello, and that was a successful throw, of course, for Tartu Turbulence. Here a timeout call from Tartu Turbulence. We're gonna a very quick break over here as well in the commentary and production booth, and we'll be back with you in a minute. No more timeouts for either of the teams. Only one timeout per game for either of the teams. And 8 minutes of game time left, as you see on your screens. Slightly missynchronized time, but only just a couple of seconds in there. Daniel Teder with the pull. That's gonna be a brick called by Maris Lukšević. And disc is checked in. Williamsons near sideline finds wide open Maris Lukšević and into the end zone. Oh my God, Rainer Splinter, well done for him to find that particular disc and get it off over two defenders, and Williamsons straight into Tambets for another defense, and looks like Tartu deciding to possibly respond with another break of their own after conceding the first break to Ogre. Teder on the near sideline, hammer into the end zone for Tambets, and that's another break, and a 9-4 score in favor of Tartu Turbulence. If anybody can translate that in the live chat, that would be great. I would love to know what are these cheers on the Estonian side mean. Always interesting. And yeah, get involved in the live chats. We always love to read them and to see what you think. And yeah, Mark Krebs, where are you? Why are you not playing? Damn 0-4. Yeah, exactly. It was 5-0 at the start. Looks like there was a discussion of why did Lukšević catch this disc if he was calling a brick. But looks like players have agreed, and the two very difficult catches on the far sideline and near sideline. Great. Save it for your highlight reel, Miezic. And Miezic with a hammer to Plinta into the end zone, and that works. And Miezic is a little bit apologetic for that throw, was a little bit too high, but Plinta always with a smile on his face. Beautiful shot, great grab, and oof, yeah, not a very comfortable landing for him. Nice to see some camaraderie between the two teams on your screen, so good spirit over there, offering the hand. And after a difficult catch, Rainer Splinter once again on the board. Oh, and that is a hand from the defense machine, Tomas Lukšević, generating plenty of different defenses for his team, and making great plays for Ogre. And the volleyball player now turned ultimate scoring machine in the end zone. There was a hand on that from Tinto Kusk, but Nikos Vabels there holding on to it, doing a bit of a smile celebration. And a nice grab for Ogre. Not an easy grab, not an easy catch, but well done for Ogre to hold on to it, and that's going to be called a brick. Brick by Palo. Lukšević checking the disc in. Ooh! That disc almost came out of nowhere, so Palo trusting his throws. Tambets. Where's the disc? Oh, sorry, that is Tether. Swing to Tony Son, needing to go back almost in their own end zone, but now a blade. Pello elevating over Lukšević. Tambets. Looking for options. Lots of space to throw into, and looks like Tony Son started looking at the next option before he actually secured the disc, and the disc knocked off his hand. And Plinta now goes high for Tomas Lukšević, and that did not work out. And he's apologetic about that, but obviously he did not have anybody to throw to. Quick pickup by Tartu, and Tambet collecting another point from Tether, and that is 10-6 game point Tartu. They need just one more point to win this particular game and book themselves a trip to the quarterfinals. And unfortunately for Ogre, that would mean that they will be playing tomorrow their last game for the last two spots, 7s and 8s. That disc is denied, that pull is denied by the ceiling, by the curtains. And that's going to be called a brick. Jezitis with the disc to Racins. Racins to Plinta. Near sideline, Williamson's faking that hammer. Whoa! What a grab from Racins, and good contact avoidance by Punksep. But let's look at that again on the replay. Ooh, yeah, that could be dangerous, but it does work out just clean for both of these players, and no serious injuries and no serious contact over there. 1 minute on the clock. Williamsons to Racins, that previous point. So 7-10, game 2-11, no Paga cap, so play until you score that 11th point, regardless of the time now. Ooh, high disc for Palm. Palm going all the way into the end zone. Miezitis on the chase, and interfering with that catch just enough so that Otto Pertel Palm was not able to see where the disc is coming from and secure that catch. That is, I would say that's a defense from Miezic over there. And Ogre, another opportunity for a break. Maris Lukšević to Tomas Lukšević, and to Miezitis. Long shot to the end zone for Maris, who is elevating over two defenders and gets another break for his team. Yazitis with the pull. Maris Lukšević is trying to pump up his team to get another break and another defense, and then the break, of course, bring us to Universe Point. Wouldn't that be exciting by the end of the very long day? But that would be nice to finish, of course. 2 games on a Universe Point. Foreshadowing a little bit, maybe a little bit. Yannick Bello to Willem Tonison, 2 veteran players of Tartu Turbulence collecting the last point for their team, and that is 11-8. Tartu Turbulence progressing to the quarterfinals. Unfortunately for Ogre, they will meet the losers of the next game for the last game of their tournament, playing for the last 2 spots, 7s and 8s in the open division. We'll take a very quick break, just about 3 minutes, and we will be back with you for the last game of the day, NXT against Valmiera. Don't go anywhere and stay with us.